Okay, we're back. It's raining outside, so kind of drove me in to just do what I could do inside here, and doing the stud walls to get that all fastened back down. I got to be in and out, so decided to come out and just finish screwing down my plywood floor. And this is what I'm using. These are, I think, are 1.5, 1 3/4 inch screws. Comes in a box. And some people, because it might be faster and really probably less strenuous, would just use nails. Nails have their use still, but anything structural, wherever you can, use screws. A nail would never hold as well as that screw will. And but I have finished all the screws here, and partly since me doing these things assumes that some of the people that might entertain these things won't have any idea how to go about it or what to do. So just to show you, and admittedly, I do overbuild. I do a little bit more than a lot of people would. And when me and my younger brother worked together in construction, he kind of laughed at me because, at times, I think, because I would do a whole lot more than was necessary. I'm fiddling with my wall here because I got water on the inside, but I see it's just from where the rain's dripped down. The door is just barely held in. The frame is missing. The drip eave is missing. So, yeah, it's kind of a mess. It'll get over it. But anyway, I hope this angle will end up being alright. On my long studs, if you remember, I put in some studs that come in all the way to here, about here, from over there. The long ones come in here, and then there's a short one right beside it that just comes to basically this seam. So what I did on my new plywood, I put 4 screws across the end. That one out there, there will be a long 4-inch screw. You probably can't see that, I don't know. But this wall stud, the 4-inch screw will come through the bottom metal plate, through that reinforcing plate that I showed you I put on, and then it'll come up through the sill joist, which is again a piece of this stuff, 2x2 treated. It'll come up through it, then through the plywood, then through this stud base, and screw into that stud however far to go. And I'll put one of those 4-inch screws through from the bottom into all of these, including both of the door jamb studs, which will be double. So that I didn't need to put screws any farther out than I did. On my long studs, I came all the way over to about here. One screw, one in the middle, and there's one there. And did that all the way down. And then on this one, the same thing from the long stud, 2 screws. Oh, I missed one. Got to come back and put another screw right here. But that's why you see 2 screws together. One is in the long stud and one is in the short one that just runs to here. So it's fastened down very well. And any jiggling you see is the whole trailer moving. There is no movement in that floor. So this floor will outlive me, or outlive me using this travel trailer anyway. Now, beyond that, I suppose I could have shown you what I've done on the wall studs here. Let me just unhook my camera and I'll go ahead and show you what I'm doing there. Again, this is on the hinge side of the door, of course. You see, I've got one screw just holding it at the top, just to hold it up to where it needs to be. I've got to go in here. I've got to put a reinforcing stud. You can see that piece, it's not fastened down yet. It butts up against the old one where I cut it off, and the second door jamb stud will set on top of that, and it will come up to here. And then I'm going to put in another reinforcing piece across here to reinforce the door hinges. And I may put another piece across here about halfway, just to have that wall good and sturdy. Over here, this jamb stud, the first one, it's already screwed down. Put 2 screws up there, one here, one here. I'll end up putting one here. It's not fastened at the bottom, you see, because I won't do that until I'm ready to put those 4-inch screws through from the bottom. And then this is the second stud. It will go there. And of course then it'll have a drilled hole for the door latch and deadbolt and all that. But it's cut and ready to go in. So that's where I'm at for the moment. I'm going to have to wait for the inclement weather to pass so I can do inside and outside work. And again, sorry if I'm jiggling this camera. I think I'll take this camera in and go ahead and download all the videos thus far onto my computer, and I may go ahead and put them on YouTube. Since it's supposed to rain all day, I think I'll just do inside stuff, so that might be a good time to go ahead and post the videos I have so far on YouTube. And I can just post the rest of them later. So I think that's all we're gonna do for right now. Go back in the house, and I'm glad to have that done, because you know, at 70 years old, I don't like getting down on my knees and and running screws like that. You really got to lean on them with the screw gun on the #1 high torque setting in order to run those screws in. If you try to run them in at the fast, what you would do for drywall screws, won't work. You're just going to strip out a bunch of screws if you can even get them started. So anyway, well, I'm going to shut this camera off, and we'll pick up later.